Hi there, this is Chris from Garage Door Marketers. I want to talk to you today about how to grow your garage door company. I'm going to go through exactly what we do for our clients to help them get more calls for sales and service from the internet. So, jumping right to it, why does the internet matter to you? And you probably already know this, but it's a huge deal. Over 90% of consumers use the internet to find information about local businesses in 2022. Three-quarters of them regularly read online reviews when browsing. The maps plus organic search, or SEO as it's normally called, make up 70% of traffic. Most consumers use Google to evaluate local businesses. Almost half of searches involve clicks on maps. These are all things you're probably already familiar with from your own behavior of searching online, but the statistics bear it out. And for those of you who maybe don't invest heavily in online marketing, your repeat and referral customers are also doing this, and that stream will dry up if you don't get this stuff right. And so basically, you have three areas to win online. You've got the Google Ads, which include local services ads, which are not shown here, Google Maps, which is the map pack, and then Google Search. And now we have a ton of data. And so we work in multiple industries. I also own a company called Paving Marketers, and we have the most data for that industry. And so that's what I'm showing you here. But from July 1 of 2022 to June 30 of 2023, we generated over 13,000 leads for paving companies for that part of the business. And you can see the breakdown of the leads here. Most of them came from the Google Business Profile, which is from the maps. Almost as many came from Google Ads, and then Google Search was a distant third. Now, direct and other also made up about one-fifth of the leads, but that's going to include things, people like me, who when I see ads, I don't click on them. I do an organic search and go there directly because I don't want to cost the money to check them out. I also don't want to get retargeted or things like that, so I avoid the ads. And there's lots of behavior like that. So direct measures that. Same thing, people will see a Google Business Profile and will just go right to the website. So direct and other is kind of a miscellaneous bucket. Um, take from that what you will. The point is, maps is most important, followed by ads, and Google search matters, but a lot of people focus way too much on that. It's important, but it's not your main lead driver. It's just not. Okay? So, what do we do to win it? And I want you to stay tuned for a special offer at the end of this presentation. Don't leave early because I have something I think you'll find value in. So obviously your website matters a lot. It's kind of your hub or your platform. It's what everything else flows from. Your potential customers, even if they see you in maps, they're going to check through and click through and check out your website just to make sure you look legit. You don't look like you haven't updated your website in 15 years. There are some fly by night companies who will set up fake listings and not really even be real companies. So you got to get this stuff right. People will check it out. It's going to catch up with you eventually if you don't. And it is what Google relies on in large part to show your business in those three areas that you need to win. And so there are some key things that you need to get right. And this is just an example website, but you want to make it easy for customers to contact you. You get a free quote. You may break it down by sales or service, but you want them to have it. You want it to be obvious to them how they can reach you in a way that you want. So people are used to free quotes. They're used to click to calls. They're used to filling out this information. It's nice to have a click to call us. I would even add chat down here. Some customers don't want it, but it has been shown that it increases your leads. And you want it to be a professional looking website. In this one you can't see it, but there's a subtle video background that's kind of providing motion and kind of showing an overview of a project. Um, just it's worth the investment on your website to get it right. It doesn't need to cost you $10,000. You can get a great website for a couple grand from people who know what they're doing. It's worth spending on it. It's worth getting it right. Don't skip this step. You will pay for it. Okay, and you want to section it, as you scroll down. You want to let people know about you, who you are as the business owners. They want to know who they're dealing with. Even better, a video so they can see you, they can get to know you. People buy from people they trust and people they like. And so, just be yourself. People might not like talking to you or seeing you. Nothing you can do about that. They're going to find out eventually. Let them get to know you and decide for themselves if there's someone that you want to work with. You want to show your work, so show examples of it, good pictures from projects. Don't use stock photos. Everyone can tell they're stock photos. It's the same dang models in all of them. You'll recognize them. Don't do it. Show your equipment, show your vans, show your team, show them good work, make it real. It matters to people, they check this stuff out. Okay, show reviews. Again, this is all pretty straightforward stuff, but you'd be amazed how many people don't have it. One of the most important things you can do for maps also is getting these reviews, get them on your website, get this stuff. People can tell real ones from fake ones, more or less, and it's worth the investment of time to collect these. Finally, in your footer, you want to include your contact information. People are used to scrolling down here for kind of quick links, so make sure you have that so you can get so they can get to key areas of your site. Include your hours, just basic stuff that again might seem obvious, but you'd be amazed how many people don't do it. Embed a Google map of your location on the foot of your page. If you're a single location site, if you're not, if you have multiple locations, don't do this. Instead, you want location pages. So you want to have locations in your menu and have one location for each GBP basically. Put that map there and then connect it to your GBP. That's how you do this. Another thing is an area is served. We won't get too much into it here, but you need to build out, pages for each city that you do business in. They can't be lazy. You got to put the work into them. You got to make it about that city. It's got to be relevant to the searcher. All the stuff matters, but if you do it, you put the time in, you make them good, you will see dividends on it. It will help you get better results. Okay, so that was a quick tour website. That was all the homepage. As I said, you need to have detailed and helpful city service pages. The same goes for just your normal service pages describing what you do. You want project galleries, all these things, and ads landing pages. So there's a ton of stuff you need on it. Don't skip any of it. Find yourself a partner who knows what they're doing and get it done right. Now let's talk about your Google Business Profile. And so when your website is done properly, it will support your Google Maps presence. But the main driver of your Google Maps presence is your Google Business Profile. So you want to invest the time in getting that right. And the way that you increase it is with signals. These are things like reviews from customers, which are really the most important. We see this time and time again. We try to do creative things to help our customers get results. And everything we do works way less if they aren't getting just a constant stream of reviews. Reviews are the gas in this tank. You got to get them. Don't let up on it. And when you do that, the stuff that we also do, or that you can do yourself, will be very effective. Things like hyperlocal content, talking about important areas, kind of showing relevance to your area in the maps. Customers doing driving directions, searches on maps. There's all kinds of things that are important. You got to get as much of it as possible. You almost want to treat your Google Business Profile like its own website. You got to put content on it. You got to put, posts and photos and all these things. Don't leave this thing alone. It's the number one driver of your leads. Okay, now here's one for a paving business. Now with our paving guys, we use a little bit of a bigger grid because they generally have larger service areas. For you garage door folks, we use a little bit smaller grid because frankly there's more of you, and Google just doesn't show you over as wide of a range. It's a harder fight. But you're going to want to look at things like this to kind of track your progress. And something like green is good. You're getting phone calls, and that corresponds to where it's showing up in what we call the map pack, which is when you do a local search, you'll see 3 businesses with reviews. That's the map pack. That's the gold. That's what drives the calls. So if you're in the green on one of these sort of geogrids, you're going to get calls. If they're in the yellow to orange, you're not getting calls, but you got potential there. And if you're in the red, you are a dead duck. You're not even in the more. It's just not happening for you. To improve this, you need to optimize your Google Business Profile and also your website. Now, something like this is a much better result. And this company, they're getting calls left and right. And so, again, if you invest the time in doing the things you need to do, you can light up this map. But you have to do these basic things. And again, reviews is arguably the most important thing. So, other than that, fill everything out completely. Don't leave stuff out. And post project photos weekly. People love that stuff. It's important, especially if they're geotagged photos from project sites. Google cares about that. If you get your customers to post reviews and post project photos, even better, because when you post it as an owner, it is a little bit discounted. Anything you can get your customers to do will help you a ton. Okay, if you have a shop, use an address. You want to show your address. Your address is a big boost. The biggest thing in maps is local presence. If you have an address, you have local presence. You have a much stronger area around your business than if you're using a service area. Okay? this is from the equivalent um, talk I gave for pavers. Your primary category is not paving contractor, obviously. What you want to use is garage door um, supplier. Sorry, I had froze for a minute. The main category is garage door supplier. Now there's others. There's like door supplier, like repair work or repair company. But the number one is garage door supplier, and the way you can tell that is if you do searches for your various services like spring repair or whatever, garage door spring, broken garage door. Near me, if you add the local qualifiers, the category that you're going to see come up over and over and over again is garage door supplier. If you look for garage door company and look in the maps and see the list of 20 to 40 or 50 different garage door companies, and you look at what categories they're showing, almost every single one of them is going to be a garage door supplier. So that's how you tell. You just look at what Google's telling you, go with that, listen to that, and that's what you do. Now it says use two or three other supporting categories. So that means, you know, garage door supplier is your primary category. You can add door supplier in, you can add repair company as your kind of your subcategories. Totally fine. But that main one has to be garage door supplier. Okay. Now, the next biggest source of leads is paid ads. We primarily recommend Google ads and Yelp ads and local service ads. We consider that a part of Google ads. Granted, they are completely separate platforms, but you want to be running on all three. Um, Sometimes Facebook ads make sense, but usually not first. And I'll tell you why. With Facebook ads, no one is going on Facebook saying, "Hey, I really need a new garage door." Now, you could have some success running Facebook ads towards certain zip codes or certain areas showing kind of your higher end garage doors. You maybe can get some people to move to get leads for some installs of very high quality garage doors from that. But that's about it. You're not going to get service business from it. You know that this is these are people who are going to be looking for you when they have a problem. And so Facebook ads are just not the first place you want to spend your money. It can make sense, but I would max out Google ads and even Yelp ads before I'd go to them. Okay? Now, the biggest mistake people make, at least as far as Google ads go, and even Facebook ads, depending on how you're running them, is not using a dedicated landing page for their ads. And the reason is it lets people wander around your site. Now, there is an argument that some PPC folks make, and I understand it, and we have people on our team who think this way, where you really just want to run traffic to the homepage and let people explore the site and decide for themselves if they want to call you. That's fair enough. But you also can make a landing page that has all the information that they would want to see. And so when you use a landing page, you have more control over the measurement, over understanding what happens, of kind of forcing the key conversion information up front versus counting on people to find it as they explore the website. We test both ways. We test multiple landing pages. It's different for every customer in every market. Sometimes websites work better, sometimes landing pages work better, but more often than not, landing pages work better. And we'll test multiple variations of landing pages. And if we just still see it's not working, then we'll try a website. But that's really our last resort. We don't want to have to do that. And it's very rare that landing pages themselves don't work. Okay, and this is just more examples. So again, show the things that you do, show who you serve, give them everything they need to do to make a decision, include reviews and testimonials. It's just like your homepage, but it's designed to be a landing page. Okay. One other thing, if you're trying to run Google ads yourself, keep your campaigns very basic and do not accept Google's recommendations. They're awful and they're self-serving. Of course, they want you to spend more money. They'll serve you up with fake metrics to indicate that you're getting better results, but you're not. They're just getting more of your money. Don't do it. Okay. Finally, a note on Yelp. I've been in this business a long time. I've had a disdain for Yelp for just about as long. I can't stand the way they handle reviews. I never liked them as a company. And so for a long, long time, I said, I will not work with these guys. I won't do it. However, I'm also stubborn, but only to a point. And they have shown that they can get leads for my customers. And so we are a Yelp partner for that reason. And what I do like about, and the ad side is kind of different from the review side, and I get that. What I like about them is they will show you estimated results before signing up. At least they'll give those to us to show you. I don't know if you can get it from them directly or not. You have to go to a partner. There certainly are perks for working with a partner like us, but they will show you what's going on in the market, what other people are doing. They won't tell you who, but they'll tell you, hey, company A is spending X, Y, Z. Here's what they're seeing. And so you can have a sense of what to expect before you start, which I think is a very helpful tool. You certainly don't have that at Google. And it will let you know if it makes sense to invest and how much it makes sense to invest. And in that sense, Yelp is definitely a great platform. Okay, finally, the last thing is Google search, good old SEO. You get 10 emails a day about it. This is the third biggest source of leads. And so when someone tries to sell you SEO, it's usually about this. And this is very simple at this point. You need to have your website pages formatted correctly. Things like your city garage door company, slash your brand, in the title tag and the keywords in the H1. You probably know all these things, or if not, a Google search will tell you it. It's pretty basic what you have to do, but there is a lot more to it than that. Okay, and as I mentioned before, the real secret to success here is to have an areas served section on your website, and you need to make city service pages for the key elements of your service area. And so with these, what you're doing is it's really like a mini homepage. You just want to have the basic information there. It's going to look pretty much the same as your homepage, right? But it's going to have some specificity. So we're going to talk about Orlando, Florida. Still going to have the free quotes, still going to have all the calls to action, everything like that. But we're going to specifically call out that area. And as we go down this page, we're going to talk about the services, but we're going to localize them to Orlando. And we're going to talk about Orlando. We're going to talk about Disneyland. We're going to talk about whatever the heck is going on there. You want it to be about the city, not just about you. You want to kind of put yourself in that city and surround yourself with what's going on there and talk about it. Talk about the weather, have weather widgets. I mean, you can get crazy with this stuff. The point is to make it a good page that people will find value in, and Google will reward that. Okay, and don't use duplicate content. It doesn't work. Tried it. No, no bueno. All right. Now, those are the basic three. There are advanced tactics. You can do a lot with commercial email lists. If there's a specific type of business that tends to hire garage door companies, think like auto shops, dealerships, things like that. You grab those commercial email lists and you want to focus on commercial, you can run outbound email. We run tons of outbound email for all of our niches that we work in. That might be why you're watching this, in fact. You can do this too. You just set up an email sequence. There are tools that you can use to get these lists. You can buy them if you want. It depends on how technical you are. But you just set up an email sequence and let them get to know you. Let them know what you do. Invite them to visit your site. Whatever. It's very effective. And when you have a list like that, you can also use that email list on Facebook. And so this is the circumstance where I would recommend using Facebook ads, is because if you want to target commercials specifically and you have a list of email addresses that are in your area that are about that, you can run a Facebook ads campaign that is highly targeted towards companies like that in your area to get your business in front of them. It's very effective. And so, it is doable, but again, you have to be somewhat technical to know how to do this. It's beyond the scope of what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to explain it. But it's the sort of thing where if you're chasing commercial, you absolutely want to be doing that. Okay, I told you if you stuck around for the end, I would have a special offer for you, and I do. And it's simple, but it's important. And we have a free report with your name on it. And what is it? So if you schedule what we like to call a strategy session with us, we are going to put together a very valuable report, in my view, for you. It's a custom tailored plan to generate more calls, projects, and sales. We look at what's going on in your market. My team does it, and they look at things like how are you doing in the maps against the competitors. I've shown the GeoGrid a couple times. We'll pull yours. We'll pull a couple competitors. Take a look at how they're doing against you and maybe what you can do about it. We'll run a ranking report on the organic stuff, see how you're doing. Maybe we'll see some opportunities. A lot of times, what we'll see is it's your homepage doing all the heavy lifting. You're ranking for garage door supplier or garage door company and garage door repair for your homepage, but you're not on page one. The reason for that is you're not optimizing that page for that keyword. You got to break those up. Okay, so running the ranking report will reveal things like that. We'll find out who runs Google ads in your area if it's working for them. You can see your ads. Sorry, we can see their ads, what keywords they're running, the actual ads that they're running, which I'm sure you see if you look around, but we'll pull them all. And so much more. We'll give you custom tips just for you of what you can do to improve your online results. And there's no obligation. It's just, you know, we obviously would like to work with you if we see an opportunity for you to do better. And so before we do that, we want to show you what's going on and what improvements we think can be made. And so if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you, there should be a button on the upper right that says schedule call or get your free audit. Just click that button, go to the apply now page, and sign up for the call. And we'd love to talk to you. And again, see if there's something we can do to help you. So I hope this was a helpful presentation. This is everything we do. Now we get into more detail, but this is what we do for our customers to get them great results. And if you're interested, we'll talk about doing it for you too. Thanks again.